Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. This is Ash a la carte, and now I'm going to do something that I did not think I was going to do this year, but with all the things happening in the world, I decided that I was going to jump in and join Stocktober. I am not going to be stocking up my pantry. I'm not going to be replenishing things that I've used. I'm actually trying to use down my pantry because it's excessive. So what I am going to do for Stock X September is I'm going to create a tote that has an emergency pantry of not only food items, but other items that in the event, that something major or catastrophic has happened, like the Hurricane Helene, or if I were in another country and we're in the middle of the war, if my town was on fire and I was being evacuated, if something catastrophic like that was happening, I would have a tote or two to grab, throw in my car, and be on my way. So originally, thinking this through, I would have put in a bunch of things that maybe wouldn't necessarily be things that I would need for that. So I'm rethinking as I'm going, but so for the first week, so this video, I am going to pull things that I already have in my house that I will put into my tote. That will be my little safety net, I guess, that if something happened, that me and my household, so me and the little one, would have whatever we needed to get us through a couple of days. That's all it is for. It's for a couple of days. Now, I know that if something happened catastrophic and like I am here, I am stocked. This is so that if something happened and I had to leave without notice, without time to gather up my pantry foods or anything like that, this is prepared. This is in a place where I know it is, and this will just go right into my car and we'll head on our way. So things that I will include in this will be like foods, first aid. I will include some like feminine products, things that the baby would need. I'm assuming that I would check this every 6 months. So her right now, what she would need right now will go in there. And I would have to check it more often for the things that would be applicable to her. Pardon me. Because she is changing quicker than I am. I will still be able to eat the things that I put in there, whether I am me now or me in 6 months. But she is changing drastically. So while some of the things that I put in there for myself will also be things that she can use in 6 months, right now, she's still on formula. She's still eating non-solid foods. So I will include some of those things, plus some comforty things like her little snacks. I will put some of those in there. And in the event that I have to grab the tote and go, both of us are covered. All right. So that being said, let's talk a little bit about what you should pack. Okay. What I'm going to pack is not what you should pack. What you should pack are the things that you will use, things that you will eat. I'm doing convenience and I don't eat a lot. I mean, okay, so one of the main things that is my favorite convenience and comfort food. So I'm putting my comfort into there. I'm including a couple of cans of Sweet Sue chicken and dumplings. I would rather have that as a comfort then I would rather have candy or chocolate. I will include those in there. For her, I'm going to include some puffs and maybe some, I will definitely get some squeezy pouches. And maybe I put squeezy pouches in there and not baby food, but I already pulled baby food. So I made sure that the dates on there go past the date of when I will check it next. And I'm going to put a reminder on my phone to check it so that I know that in April, that's 6 months from now, I need to go through and check all the dates and make sure that we have the current things that are needed for her or I so that we are covered, right? All right, so for today's video, I'm not going out and buying anything. I am literally pulling things that are on my shelf and putting them in there. Things I will be buying for sure to put into there. I will be buying a can opener because if I am packing canned goods and I have to leave, I need something to be able to open them. So I'm purchasing a cheap can opener and throwing it in there. I am purchasing flashlights with the batteries, and I will put those in there. And I am purchasing candles. So candles and flashlights are good for different things. But those are 3 things for sure I am purchasing. I will be purchasing some food. So my next video, I will have purchased convenience, easy open meats, like tuna pouches or something, to put in there so that we have the accessible things. But I am just going around the house today and I'm just going to pull a few things that we already have. Like I have a can of formula I will put in there. I have a few bottles of water so that if I have to use the formula, I will have it. And I'll see what else I can, hold on. I'll see what else I can find around the house that I can throw in. I originally had thought about ramen noodles, and after thinking about ramen noodles, for the purposes of what I am using this for, I am going to assume that I am not going to have access to water outside of what I'm providing, and what I'm providing, I don't want to cook with. I want it to be drinking water, and in the event that I needed formula. So I will not put ramen noodles in there. Now, I don't eat ramen noodles raw, but lots of people do. And it is a high calorie snack. So maybe if I feel like my tote is full enough, but there's space, I toss them in because of the weight. But we will make that decision on a much later week because today I'm just pulling some things from around the house that I already have. All right. So let me go show you what all I am going to gather up. And we will come back after that and discuss the things that I put in there. All right, so to start, I have a can of the formula. I got a couple of yogurt snacks and a thing of puffs. And then I have 2 cans of my favorite comfort food, sweet stew chicken and dumplings. I have 2 coffees because everybody know I didn't even show them. I have 2 coffees. I have them. The date is good. And then I have 2 large bottles of water in case I needed it for the formula. So that's my start. I will get a tote set up for this, or 2. I might make 2. I don't know. Either way, one probably will have a case of water, whether I have 2 totes or just a tote with a case of water set on it. But yeah, so this is my start, and we can talk about why I picked these things. All right, so I chose those items that I have in my house currently. because I have them. And the first thing that I would worry about is that the baby is taken care of, and then there's something in there for me. So I will be purchasing probably a 40 count pack of water from Sam's. Either that or the pH water, a case of 18 of those. That's what I have been drinking the most. I have low nutrients on some things. So that kind of helps me, and I feel like it helps, even though I don't know for sure. But one of those two or both, maybe I'll grab both to just have. And then the tote, obviously. So I went with a little bit of the baby food, a little snack, and formula and water. And then I had those coffee drinks. They have a really long date on it. And if I am bugging out, I'm probably going to need caffeine. So I put a couple of them in there in case I needed like something to energize me. And then my favorite comfort food is where we start, because chicken and dumplings is life. Especially if you've been around my channel, you know that I make it every way possible that I can. Anything with dumplings. Ham and dumplings, turkey and dumplings, chicken and dumplings, pork and dumplings. I've probably done everything. All right, so that's my first video. I hope that you enjoyed this. I will have another video next week where we will add to what I am planning on putting in there. And I'm just gonna make it like in an emergency tote that if we had to get out of the house, then I can just grab it. That being said, it will have things like flashlights or candles. And if I have a power outage and I can't find one that works, I also will know where it is. Although I have solar lanterns and other things as well around the house that I can find. And I have no shortage of candles because I've bought them over the years, and so I still have them. All right, that is it for today. I really do hope that you enjoyed this. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Help my channel grow. I hope that you understand why I think this is important in the times that we're having right now, between the war going on with Israel and Gaza and all of that, and the election coming up. It always makes crazy times. We had that huge hurricane. Thank goodness that I didn't get affected, but my prayers go out to all of those who have been affected. And also the possible port shutdown. Not that that would cause me to need a box to carry out, but if in the event that I needed something and I didn't have it, having a sneezing attack. I don't know what's wrong with the world. All right. Not that I think that I'm gonna have to leave my house because of the port strike, but because of the port strike, and while I highly, highly, highly suggest that people have what they need at their house for minimally a month, hopefully longer term, but the port strike isn't going to affect anything that we would want. The largest thing that I did a research on, and the largest thing that, hold on. All right, sorry. So I did some research, and the most likely things that we would run out of here were some produce. Depending on the seasons and everything, produce. And we're getting into the season where that would affect us. But bananas, pineapples, or mangoes, things that are not from the continental North America, anything like that is what we would have a problem with. And it wasn't every port in the United States. It was 36 ports on the East Coast through Texas, which is where the majority of our stuff comes in. So it would affect things, but it wouldn't affect things today. It would affect things next week, in a couple of weeks, and we still could see a little bit of something because they were shut down for 2 days. Or 3, I can't remember exactly. I think it was 2. But the longer that it would have been shut down, the more likely we would be to see delays. But we wouldn't see delays in the present because the stuff that is coming is already en route in the United States. So I hope that everybody understands that. There should never be panic buying on toilet paper when it's something like a port shutdown, because the toilet paper is still being produced in America. Does that mean that all of the toilet paper in the world is produced in America? No, but we produce enough in America that you will have toilet paper. We produce lots of things actually in America. Those things are still going to be available. So I'll get off my soapbox, but I do teach business, and this was discussions we had all last week talking about why were people panic buying toilet paper? Because people felt like the port shutdown was going to be something like COVID, and that's not true. The United States isn't shutting down. The ports were. The port workers, the 45,000 men and women that work at the ports who want to maintain their jobs and who are fighting for them to not have things automated, those are the people that were being the most affected. They're the ones that were saying, I'm going to fight for my livelihood. But that didn't affect our livelihood in the way that some people took it. It's not like when there's a snowstorm and all the milk, eggs, and bread are gone. It seemed like as soon as somebody heard that the ports were shut down, they just fled for the toilet paper. It kind of makes me laugh. I kind of understand it, but having a business background, I also understand that. Also, my ex-husband is a truck driver, so like I've thought about these things before. I knew that things that were inside the United States were still going to be available. Anywho, I said my soapbox was be off, so I'm going to be off. But please, please, please comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are. Did you panic buy toilet paper? And if so, what was the thought process in your head? The only thing I went and bought was dairy because I decided that I wasn't going to buy groceries this month. And then so I went and bought, I have a gallon of milk, and I bought some potatoes because I'm going to can something. And then I bought half and half heavy whipping cream and cream cheese. And then when I was at Kroger, their cheese was on sale and I needed mozzarella cheese. So I bought some blocks of mozzarella cheese because they didn't have the shredded. And I guess I'm going to shred it myself. So only things I bought this month for my personal groceries to use right now. I did go buy a few other things, but I don't even remember what they are. But I'm going to try to do a full-on pantry challenge in November, where the only thing that I would buy, besides things for the baby, which the WIC that I get should cover everything that I need out of pocket anyways. So the only things that I should end up having to pay for the month might be, again, dairy. And I would just give myself like a $25 budget for the month. And if I spent it, then I couldn't have any more dairy. And maybe produce. Like I said before, I have some low vitamins in me. And I'm not a fan of bananas, but sometimes bananas I need because of magnesium and potassium. And they tend to help me not have as many muscle spasms. So maybe a bunch of bananas. Unless there is a port shut down again and I can't get bananas. Whatever. Anyhow, all right, friends, I'm done. My soapbox is over. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. Please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. I'm not always this nerdy when it comes to my videos. I am still doing my Fall into Comfort series, so I hope that you will take a look at those videos, and I will be back next week with another one of these. All right, bye friends.